Grant, first of all, great win last weekend. What are your sort of lasting thoughts on what really worked against Sutton?
I think we've been improving for a long time. I think our performances are very high at this moment in time, which is is resulting as being in games a lot longer and looking to win games. So I was pleased with the boys last week. It was a tough game against a physical team. We had to be good in certain areas of the game, and we were strong in our duels, good in set plays, picking up a lot of second balls, and then on the back of that, it gave us a platform to go and play off.
You've won 4 of your last 6. Does it feel like momentum is building now?
I hope so. It's obviously not been easy in terms of factors we've had inside the camp as well, and a lot of injuries. But look, we can't keep nagging on about it. It is what it is, and I don't want to spend this whole press conference speaking about it. I'd rather focus on the group we have. And I know, look, you might say, well, you're the one who brought it up. You're right. But it's
exactly what I was going to say.
It is what it is. See, I can read your mind. It is what it is. It's we are obviously pleased with the response from the group. They're working very, very hard, and we feel even in the games that we had lost in that 6, we had opportunities to win, and we're obviously disappointed we didn't. But look, it's a start of hopefully another chance for us to go and put another good performance on at Tranmere tomorrow night, which is going to be a tough game because always at Prenton Park it's tough. Regardless where they are in a division, we don't look at that at this early stage anyway, because we know the teams can come late, like you seen with Stockport last season. So it's another tough game for us against one of my former managers as well. So look forward to seeing Nigel.
Let's just get it out of the way, and then we can move on to some more positive topics. Is there any positive injury news or any updates? How's Ben Close, for example? Is there anything to report today, Graham?
Nothing from last week. Apart from Tommy Rowe, that WWE tackle that he had on the halfway line, the ball wasn't even in play, and for some reason, him and Smith got into a tangle, and he gets absolutely rugby tackled to the floor and fractures his shoulder, which is brilliant news for us. So that's sarcasm, by the way. So it's just disappointing, just really, really disappointing of something minute like that. Tommy Rowe can be out for a matter of weeks, but apart from that, we're okay from the game.
5 goals in 5 games for Joe Ironside. How sharp is he looking now? And also, how important is his all-round game, just not the goals, in sort of contributing up front for you?
Yeah, he's been brilliant since he come to the football club, and not only his performances on the football pitch, but his endeavour, his work rate, his ability to mould into the group very, very quickly, help younger players. He's been a really good signing, Joe, and I think there's a lot more to come from him. We had to work hard in the summer to get him because there was a lot of League One clubs that wanted to take him. But once I had the inkling that he wanted to try and get back up this way, we were straight in. We're pleased he's here. We're pleased he's in good form. I'm challenging him all the time. I sent him a message the other day to say, you're 4 or 5 goals behind the leading goal scorer in the league, just to let you know. And he likes that, Joe. He likes those little things like that. Well, I hope he does anyway, and he doesn't think I'm putting him under any pressure. But he's, I've no doubt that he'll keep scoring. He'll keep, if he's not scoring, he's providing goals for us. He's helping people in and around him. Defensively, he's big for us, whether it's set plays or his shape and his press. So it's I'm really pleased with how he's progressing.
Can I take you back to the summer when you did sign him? When you land a signing like that, and it's somebody you think this could be a really key signing for us. What's that like as a manager when you get a deal like that over the line?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, look, I was always in the lookout. It was probably one of the first things I was looking for when I seen the squad at Doncaster, that I felt they lacked a little bit of a physical presence, somebody that can get a hold of the ball and keep the team up the pitch. That was something I was looking at, from the outside when I was coming into this football club. We had many targets, but Joe was right at the top of the list on those targets, and when he managed to it was a lot of persuasion, really. I must have phoned him 4 or 5 times when he was on holiday. I think he was probably getting annoyed at me ringing him. But we ended up getting the deal done, and hopefully, the Doncaster fans are starting to see what he brings to our team, just in everything that he does.
And Mo Fall, how is he sort of settling into sort of playing football as a young player? How are you sort of seeing him progress during this loan spell so far, Graham?
Again, progressing really well, getting better all the time. Again, he's similar to Joe in many ways, that he can take knocks. He's physical, he's strong. He's a young player that's his first loan in the Football League, so he was always going to take a little bit of time to get going. Even though early on when he came in, he showed glimpses of what he's about. But I think now he's realising what his game and his strengths are. We want him. We know he's good when he comes into pockets and receives and turns, but we want Mo in the box. We want him in between the posts. So we've been working a lot with Mo on showing him little bits and pieces about centre forwards that I've worked with previously and what they've done. And I've sat with Mo quite a bit really, and showed him a lot of Johnson Clark-Harris's goals, how he gets him where he is. So it's like these little things are just ticking Mo along, helping him. Chris Brunt, I know, speaks to him a lot at West Brom. Speaks to me a lot in regards to Mo, and the initial early feedback was he wasn't in the box enough, and we knew that, so it's continued to work with Mo, putting him in between the posts, because he's physical, he's strong, and he's really good in the air, so it's a good threat for us to have.
Yeah, how big can a loan spell be for a player like that? Because you only have to look at him to see he got the physical capabilities, hasn't he, to be a good player, but a year playing in League Two for yourselves, just what kind of benefit could that do him for the long, do you think? He's going
to be top. We can see that, and we're fortunate we've got him here in his first loan. I think if you give it another 2 or 3 years, the lad's going to be unplayable. We were actually speaking about it today, me and Cops and Glove and Cliff. It's great that we have got him now, but it'd be lovely to have him for the next 3 years. But unfortunately, he's not our player. But he's a really grounded kid as well. He wants to learn, wants to get better, and I think that's half the battle these days. You can have good players, but maybe not at the point of where they want to learn anymore. Mo's not like that. He wants to get better, he wants to learn. He's enjoying being at this football club, as you can see. When we win games, and he's loving it with the fans. So we want to see more of that.
As you mentioned, you will be competing against your former manager, Nigel Adkins. I've viewed you both. You both seem quite different people, but are there any similarities? And what did you maybe learn from Nigel working for him when you were playing for him?
I learned a lot of Nigel. Learned a lot, and actually working with Nigel gave me the inspiration to go into coaching. Just how positive he was on all the time. He had an edge about. He still probably has. I'm sure he has, but he has that edge about him that maybe people don't see in the changing room, and that probably shows what he's been and how good of a manager he's been over the years, and still is. So it's going to be good to see him. We had some really good times together, promotions together, and with a really good team at Scunthorpe, and it'll be nice to catch up with him after the game.
And finally, do you still look at the division and maybe see League Two as being wide open? Because you look at the table, even though we're nearly a third of the season through, Granny, it still looks quite tight. It's like if you continue the run that you're on, you could easily find yourself come late November, December in a very different position than you were, say, 6 weeks ago.
Well, that's our plan, Rob. We want to be in around the top 10, top 7, coming December, January time, and when you need to be in the mix. There's going to be times when we don't win, but we need to stay calm. But we want to keep building on the performances and definitely the results that we've shown over the last 6 games, because the last 6 games, 4 wins, 2 points a game is promotion form. If we can continue to build on that over the next 6, and then the next 6, and then the next 6, then hopefully we give ourselves a chance. But we know this league is very up and down. We know that one week you're looking at results, scratching your head, thinking, how's that happened? That's just the way the nature of the league is. We don't want to be like that. We want to try and get a bit more consistency into our game, and hopefully over the last 6 games we're starting to show that now.